Yeah, my father had a very gentle sense of humor. In person, he was kind of soft-spoken, but then the work was very bold. So he would take every risk imaginable creatively, but as a person, he was kind of quiet and subdued, very polite and gentlemanly. And you wouldn't necessarily know that this quiet person was going to do all this crazy stuff creatively. Well, my mother was his closest collaborator. So Jim and Jane Henson started the Muppets together. They co-owned the company, and she was a great sounding board for him. She was highly creative. Ultimately, she stepped back a little bit from the performing, but when they started on Sam and Friends, it was just the two of them performing. So they made each other laugh. They co-created so many things, but she kind of ended up stepping back. She had 5 children. She became a full-time mom, art teacher at our school. But initially, she was a sounding board.
Young people will love the fresh and innovative comedy. College kids and intellectual eggheads will love the underlying symbolism of everything. Freaky, long-haired, dirty, cynical hippies will love our freaky, long-haired, dirty, cynical Muppets, because that is what show business is all about. Yes, and when this show hits, the careers of the men who made the decision to put this show on the air will skyrocket. Now, we're not pulling any punches here. I mean, there's nothing subtle about this pitch. So buy the show and put it on the air, and we'll all be famous. The Muppets will be famous. And God will look down on us and smile on us, and he will say, let them have a 40 share.
My father experienced a lot of success early on. I actually learned through some of these exhibits and from the biography some things I didn't know. For instance, I think he was only 18 when a local newspaper proclaimed him to be a creative genius. So, he was very celebrated in his lifetime. Throughout his lifetime, he experienced a lot of success. So occasionally when things didn't work or experienced rejection, he was quite sad. Never depressive. I mean, he would feel the sadness and feel misunderstood, why don't they understand it? But he would pick himself up and keep going. And there were projects like the Muppet Show that he pitched for a decade. There are so many different iterations of that Muppet Show pitch. Because every time he had a success in any part of his life, he would okay, now's the time to make the Muppet Show. Or, okay, Sesame Street's working, now's the time to make the Muppet Show. And he experienced so much rejection, but he would just pick himself up and keep going until he could get it done.